I'm Dylan. This is the BC Sports Report, and this is episode 7 out of 12. And we're going to be picking 3 bowl games today. And the first bowl game that we're going to start out. Well, first of all, it's nice to have you on the show.
Oh, I love being on the show, Dylan. Thanks.
Okay,
I'm on every show.
Yeah, I know. Well, the first bowl game, we're going to be picking Texas A&M Northwestern. And Northwestern, they play North Texas A&M. They hang with every single opponent. Northwestern, same type teams. They play kind of with hard type teams. Northwestern, though, I like Dan Persa, Kane Coulter. Kane Coulter can play any position on the field. It's just so, I mean, so they got a good, Northwestern's got a good team. Texas A&M got Ryan Tannehill and Cyrus Gray, future pros. Northwestern, they're a good team. They can run the ball. They have ball control. They're gonna keep Texas A&M off the field at certain times. I'm gonna go with Northwestern 31-27 because Ryan Tannehill sometimes throws interceptions in the fourth quarter. They can't hold leads. That's the problem with Texas A&M. They could be undefeated if they could just hold their leads. They led after the first half of or at least some point in the game, every single game this season. What about you?
So Dylan, you know, I like Northwestern, and I'm going to be rooting for Northwestern, but I don't think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be Texas A&M.
What's the score?
I think it's going to be 31-10.
Why?
Or 30-10, something like that. I don't know. I'm guessing there's just going to be some turnovers in this game, and I think, you know, Northwestern has a really dynamic offense. I love Dan Persa too.
The problem is like they fumbled a few times against Michigan State. That fumble cost them the game.
Well, there was that. Then they can be inconsistent, Dylan. They lost to Army, and they barely beat BC, which had a kind of a
BC played better towards the end. But Northwestern is still a good team. Plus it's in the.
I like Northwestern. I just don't think they're going to win this game.
By the way, this is the Meineke Caracar Bowl, and it's in state of Texas. I mean, Northwestern, I just feel like the turnovers. Ryan Tannehill is like turned the ball over.
That's my pick.
So I gotta go. I'm going with Northwestern. Okay,
who's your next?
Okay, next bowl game, Sun Bowl. In El Paso, state of Texas. Georgia Tech, Utah, and Utah, they got a good team.
Great game.
First they're in a non-AQ conference for years. Finally go to the Pac-12 and do well in the Pac-12. So it's like, so with Boise State, it's like, how can you say they're not in an AQ conference? They can compete with teams in the Pac. Utah can compete with teams in the Pac-12. But the thing is, I just gotta go but Georgia Tech has that option attack. They can keep you off the field. Utah's got a good defense, but it's just so. But Georgia Tech, they're very good. They run the option very well. I mean, so so I think the option's going to keep Utah off the field. Utah's going to play them tough. It's going to be a close game, but Utah is not going to get enough chances on offense to score. I think it's going to be like a low kind of scoring game. So I think it's going to be 17-14 Georgia Tech, but it could go anyone's way. Utah, they're tough. I just see Georgia Tech, that option can keep you off the field for so long. It's hard to beat them. What about you?
I think it's a shooting match, Dylan. I think it's going to be Utah in this game. I think it's going to be 38-35. A lot of scoring, a lot of action, and but it could be anyone's game. But I'm going to say Utah.
Okay, next game, Cincinnati Vanderbilt. It's the Liberty Bowl, and Cincinnati. Vanderbilt. I know they beat Wake Forest 41-7, but that was because Wake Forest didn't have all their starters and they were already in a bowl game. So they weren't like playing like they normally play. So if Wake Forest had their starters, it probably wouldn't have been that score. But James Franklin, as a coach for Vanderbilt, done a very good job actually finally getting this team to a good place. They're rarely ever in a bowl game, but and Vanderbilt, I give them respect for what they've done. I just see Cincinnati, they got a good team, much improved team from last year. Zach Collaros and Isaiah Peed, the quarterback. I know they lost to Tennessee, big in the season. That was an SEC team. Vanderbilt's got some size, but I like Cincinnati because they got good offense. They're gonna learn from Tennessee, which was an SEC opponent, and they're gonna do better. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pick Cincinnati 34-24. What about you?
When's the last time Vanderbilt won a bowl game, Dylan?
Against BC.
How?
4 years ago?
4 years ago, yeah.
That was like their first bowl game in such a long time. They're finally back, but it's so rare. It's such a big deal just to be in a bowl game for Vanderbilt.
It is a big deal for Vanderbilt. So, and what was their bowl game before that? Do you know?
It was such a lot. I think it was like decades ago. Something like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, in this game, Dylan, this is going to be a hard one to pick. So, Cincinnati, you know, Big East, you know, I guess I'll go with Cincinnati. I guess that's hard to pick against Cincinnati. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I think it's going to be like, you know, I'm going to say like 24-19.
I mean, like, yeah, the Big East though, they gotta get like.
I got nothing against the Big East.
The Big East, they just died so weak conference this year, but the bowl games, if they can win the bowl games, then then they don't deserve the credit they respect. It's really, I think of like conferences as bowl games. Yeah, I don't care like how many teams are ranked in the top 25 during the season. If you win bowl games, most bowl games won by a conference, that's really what matters in my opinion. Okay, nice.
That's what matters.
I know. Nice having you on the show.
Awesome to be on the show, Dylan.
Okay, well, this is the Dylan's BC Sports Report. This was episode 7 out of 12. Next time we're going to be doing episode 8 out of 12. See you next time.